too.
Because the whole watermelon, that's too much.
I like to nibble on
Unless
grapes.
you-
I buy grapes a lot because I like to nibble on
I got a
grapes.
juicer and put it through the juicer.
Yeah, but
Yeah, watermelon
what
juice.
happens with the seeds if you put it through the juicer?
They fly out.
Oh,
Do they fly out? Do they? I suppose they would, yeah.
Then I suppose you have to pick the seeds up.
No, it's just juice in there.
Maybe you save
That's
it.
Oh.
good. You know, you juice something like that, it's so sweet.
Yeah, I suppose it would be, yeah. But I like those seeds, I can nibble it just like you can. I can sit there and nibble on those grapes. I just love grapes.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
sit there and eat and eat.
Like the seedless grapes.
Seedless, yeah, I like the seedless, yeah.
Did you ever put some grapes to freeze and then eat the frozen ones?
How are they?
Oh, they're really nice.
Hear that, Graham? Eleanor says you take the grapes and you freeze them and then you eat them. She said they're really good.
Yeah, you know, put
She
them
heard
in
me
the...
think, yeah.
Yeah, they really are. It's just
I'll
like,
have to try that with a few.
yeah, just try it with a few of them.
You think I chew them with my store teeth?
Well,
Do you have?
Oh,
You
I had
got-
for
you-
years
really?
and years. Full upper, but not bottom. No, full upper.
How long ago?
Oh, my Lord, my Lord. Those years fly by. Whew.
Are you saying you didn't take good care of your teeth when you
No,
were
I
young?
didn't. I didn't take good care of anything. That's why I say life stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to remember. It's close to 40 years, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We moved to Kenyon in 1960. That's the only way I can remember. And I was having trouble already before we moved over there. And then I can still remember I'd had quite a few taken out on the top, and he made me a partial for the top. And then I can still remember we went down to, I was in the ready mix business then, went down to Kansas City to get some ready mix trucks. I'll never forget that. Got down there, and
I suppose
me and
it's
Chuck
just-
Hummel and Bill Irwin, I'll never forget that. Oh, I had this, the mother of all toothaches down there. And we couldn't find a dentist, and I said, all I want to do is get home and get those teeth pulled. So I got home on a Sunday, and old Jake, well, of course, he took the Bethel Bible series with me, so we were real buddies. So I called him, I just hated to call him on Sunday. So I called him, I hurt that bad, I called him on Sunday morning. And I said, Jake, I don't want you to miss church, you're very religious. And I said, but boy, I don't know if I can wait a Monday with it. I said, he knew he had taken a number out for me already. I said, I've got two on the bottom, those two I mean. Yeah, he knew right away the ones I meant. Yeah, I said, I suppose we should have taken those out before. So I went down there and we popped them out. So I said, I've been thinking about this all the way back from Kansas City. And I said, I want to make an appointment. And yeah, well, he said, we can build this for you and we can do this. I said, all I want you to do, I come in here the middle of the week and I want you to pull the time. I was made up my mind. I didn't want him anymore. And that's the best thing I ever did. After that, all the pain was gone. I suffered my teeth so much, I said, pull them out. What a blessing. Now, it got to the point, on the bottom, I had teeth that, I had, like what in the old days they called pyorrhea, you know what I mean, infection. Mm-hmm. And then I had a gingiviectomy as they cut. What they do with a gingiviectomy, they figure, they're going to cut so much of your gum away. I ended up with teeth. Okay, I ended up with teeth, I should say I started with teeth that were 1/4 inch long. By the time they got done doing the gingiviectomy, they were 3/4 inch long. I don't know, but instead of going to Rochester and just having it all done, I screwed around and had the local, because I liked Jake, he was good. So I'd go down, he'd do 1/4, then he'd pack it, you know what I mean? Okay, then he'd pack it, and then, you had to eat over here, and you know how it is, then you try and eat with that packing in your mouth. Well, of course, at first, it would swell. Well, of course, then after the swelling went down, then every time you chewed, you got food in there, and it decayed. You know what I mean? So it took me all winter with that gingiviectomy, and if I'd have had any brains, I'd have had him pull them out before he started the gingiviectomy. Got that all done. He was so sure it was going to work. Well, it didn't work. I can remember I was going on a trip to Wisconsin. Flossie remembers. I was going on a trip to Wisconsin. Oh, that's where we lived in Faribault then. I can still remember I was downstairs in the bathroom getting ready, and I was doing my teeth. And, it hurt here. I had a partial on the bottom. You snap it out like this, and Sir, and I grabbed a hold of that, and I snapped that partial, and when I snapped that partial, I pulled the tooth right out.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not lying. Ask her if you don't believe. So there I am. I'm ready to go on this trip to Wisconsin, and here I got this big gaping hole here. So I said, so I rolled up some toilet paper and I just stuck it. I didn't know what to do. I just rolled. It didn't hurt. It didn't hurt because it was so infected, So, and that, like I say, that, on top of everything else, I just said, just take them out. Just take them out. So that's why I don't have any teeth. I got a couple of anchor teeth on the bottom. Your bottom plate has a tendency to float, You're better off if you can have something. So I don't have any trouble with it. I can eat anything. This set of teeth I can. The last set I couldn't. But I can eat apples. I can eat anything. Anything you can bite into and eat, I can bite into and eat. I don't have any trouble eating at all now. But I got a good fit now. At first I didn't. I had a terrible. Well, at first, he built the partial. Then he figured to save some money, he could add on to make a full plate. That doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So it never fit. It never fit. It just absolutely did not fit right. So then I figured it's time I got to get some different teeth. So I just got a complete new set. And then after that, I know it was when I took Flossie down to see those neurologists at Rochester. It was in the winter in January. I'll never forget that. And I had a crack up here. And we stopped at Northfield on the way down to grab a sandwich quick. I can't remember just what I had, but I sat down and I bit into the sandwich, and there was this big crack. What was? All of a sudden, and I split the roof on the roof. The roof of the plate. I split it wide open.
Oh,
and here, this was Sunday. See, this was Sunday, and she had appointments on Monday morning. So I get to Rochester, and I go to Walmart, and I get some, some of that contact, that 1 minute or that miracle glue. I get some of that glue. That's super glue. I get some super glue. I go to the motel, I wash it off real good, and I put the super glue in there. I snap her together. And by God, it held when I was in Rochester. It did, though. It held when I was in Rochester. I was surprising. When I bit down, I bit real gingerly, but I did bite down, but it didn't hold until it broke loose afterwards. But it held. We were in Rochester for 3 days, and by God,
Did you get your teeth out with that super glue up in there?
Oh, yeah, I didn't come right. They come right.
You put super glue on, you can't get anything apart.
No, I know it.
Super glue them to your mouth.
Yeah.
It should have stayed there.
But it's amazing. It's amazing. You when you bite, you put a lot of pressure on those. And it's amazing it held as long as it did. Floss, are you okay? Oh, I didn't know you were so quiet out there.
She's working.
Yeah. So anyway, I went down and I showed him. I said, I told him, I said, the reason I put the super glue on there, I told him what the situation was. No, I said, I can understand that, but we've got a dental lab right in Hutch, so there's no problem. He said, I'll have him back. He said, I went down with the idea. He said, to get a new set. I figured, well, I better get a new set. I didn't think I should get a new set. Flossie thought I should get a new set. So anyway, he looked at, oh, God, no. He said, we can fix those. He monkeyed around and filed here and filed there. He got it all fitted. Just, how's that feel? I said, good. He said, okay, I'll take it over. I'll have the girls take it over to the dental lab. And that was about 11 in the morning. He said, we'll have them back here. Stop by about 3:30. We'll have them back for you. Geez, come back, and he had them all rebuilt, put them in. And, he did all that work. And I can't remember what that cost me. It wasn't really that bad. I think a couple $100. Well, what can you get done for a couple $100? You can't even get one tooth pulled for a couple $100 anymore.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. There's no and then, he's the nicest guy. Flossie's gone to him ever since we've been in.
That's the one my mother went to, isn't it?
Yeah, Dr. DeCosta. Oh, no, I'm talking about in Hudson, not Kenny. That was Doc. She went to Doc Jake. That's the guy that made me my first set of teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, he was so good. But this Dr. DeCosta in Hutchinson, Flossie's gone to him ever since we've been. I don't. When you got a plate, you don't go to the dentist that often because you really don't have to. But anyway, so she's always gone to him. And then after she had the stroke, she went and she figured she had some teeth missing in the back here, and she said it's just hard for her to chew. And she said, I think maybe I should have a partial. What do you think? And I said, well, it depends on you. If you feel you need one, we'll go down. So I went down, he looked it over, and he said, yeah, it wouldn't hurt. He said, we'll put some molars here and here, and just fix it up. I'll bring it home.
Mm-hmm.
So he did it, and went back and got it fitted fine. And I laughed, so I got the bill, and how did he say that? Merry Christmas. God, he knocked $300 off the bill. That's the kind of guy he is, though. That's just the way, he's just the nicest guy, Isn't that right, Mom? Yeah, oh yeah, see, I don't know if something was going on there or not, but no, He's just a nice guy. And the bill came, and he had it on the bill, and then, what did he call it? He had a name, he's a character, you know, he had a name for something, and he put it on there as a discount, some kind of, I laughed so when I read it, you know, so then I wrote him a check, and I put a nice thank you note on there for him, because he's just a real nice guy. Not because he gave us a discount, he likes.
That helped, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it always cushioned the blow a little bit. You know, I used to, collect Corvettes, and he's a real car nut, you know. I'll never forget, he says, I'm gonna get a Corvette. I said, well, that's okay, fine. He lived out by me, out north of town. He had horses at that time, he was a real horse nut. And, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So he did, he bought a brand new big black Corvette. He had it about 3 weeks, and he got picked up on Highway 15 north going 145 miles an hour.
Oh,
The ticket, 145.
Oh,
The ticket was absolutely astronomical, and it wasn't too long. He didn't have the. He didn't have, I think his wife put her foot down. After that, he got rid of the Corvette. But now I notice he drives a Porsche. Now it's an older Porsche, but he drives a Porsche now. Yeah. But when we first started going to him, he was young, just maybe 2 or 3 years out of dental school. Well, that's 26 years ago. Now he's gotten old, and now he's bald and portly. He used to be a basketball player. He used to be tall and thin and a lot of hair. Now he's round. He's still tall, but he got no hair and he's got a belly. But he's still a nice guy. Yeah. And he looks so funny. He's a big guy. He's about 6'4", 6'5". And he gets in that little Porsche,
Oh, man.
and
Oh,
about,
man.
you look like a sardine sitting in there, he's really stuck. He got a Porsche, and he's got an MG coupe too. He's really nuts for cars. He's got a fantastic practice. But he is a good dentist. God, he's a good dentist. Yeah. He got a wild hair. That's probably about 10 years ago. He decided he wanted to go up and help the people up north that were poor. So he put his dental practice up for sale, and he did sell it to a guy. And he bought a big van, an RV, I know what you call it, a big van that you live in, and he equipped that with a dental chair, and he had everything in there. And everything was going fine, but the guy that he had sold, he was carrying him on, sold the business to, it just wasn't working out. So what he did for a while, he had an agreement that he wouldn't practice at all in the Hutchinson area. He had a buy-sell agreement with the guy that bought his business. So Flossie kept on going to him. Remember, Grandma? We went down to Brownton, that's south of Hutchinson. He'd go to all the little surrounding towns, and then he'd park the van, and the people would come there and have their teeth worked on right in the van. I remember she had a real bad toothache once, so I said, "Where's the cost your Dave?" And we found he was in Brownton that day, so we jumped in the car and went down to Brownton, got parked. There he was parked on the main street in Brownton, got out, walked in, and he sat down in a chair and he extracted it for her. Yeah, right in the bus or the RV. Yeah, it's a great. So then he got that out of his system. I don't know what he ever did with it. He must have sold it finally, but so it didn't materialize. His idea was fine. That's what he intended. That's the kind of guy he is. He wanted to go up north and help the people that probably didn't have the money. He figured I could go up there and go from town to town and do some dental work up. That's what he wanted. Not to make a lot of money. He thought that would be nice to do that. That's the kind of guy he was. But now he's gotten older and fatter and lazier, and now he doesn't have the horses. He had Arabian horses. He doesn't have the horses. He doesn't have the horses anymore. Now all he has a Porsche and an MG, and what else is he? And a BMW.
Have the people what? Have they
You mean, in other words, why don't you just tell me to shut up?
Did you get all that?
I got most of it. Car theft there.
Wow, crap, wow,
Yeah. But that was real scary with this little kid. I mean,
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh,
yeah.
I was taking pictures of us.
Take a picture of you, Eleanor.
Except why is it not?
I rock. So
This
I'm
isn't
not
good
quiet.
lighting.
I rock. When I sit in this chair, I rock.
When you sit in that chair, you roll. That's okay. It's a rocking chair.
Yes,
That's what you're supposed to
light the
do.
window there.
Oh, that must be it.
That make
yeah.
you talk,
Yeah. So
A real good friend of mine went to school with Dick Rackow. He became a pilot. He went to
You gotta
the
get
Navy
closer
Air Force,
to
and
the-
after he got done, became a pilot.
I'm not very
And
good
he-
with
he
this. I
flew
don't
out
know how
of,
to.
California, and he
Okay.
was
How
a
that works,
Corvette
isn't it,
nut.
though?
And
You
so
see
of
the whole
course,
thing on
he got
there?
that, after he
Yeah, I
flew for
better
some
just
years, he got.
I mean, everybody was kind of milling around, and I don't think everybody really, paid that close attention to that. And we looked at that video not too long ago.
Yeah.
I think that should come out of the closet and be shown at some
The,
reunion.
the one
so
with
good.
the one with Dan.
Oh God, I
you
was
never
just.
saw that one though, did you?
I've seen that.
About the Bohemian reunion.
God, it was so funny. I was
saw
just,
that?
I was laughing. I was laughing
Yeah,
so
that should be,
'cause-
it should be shown at a reunion. It
'cause-
really
Oh,
should.
that was
because
good.
because
You
they
two
were.
guys, that was so funny.
Yeah,
He was shooting his
Yeah.
gun off.
yeah.
What?
Dan was shooting his
Yeah.
gun off.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we,
They were out, and all these
I remember.
mosquitoes buzzing
oh yeah,
around.
yeah, that
I
was
remember seeing
89.
that somewhere.
Oh God, that was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, that's the year we went to Mille Lacs, wasn't it?
yeah, yeah.
Those years
Well, no.
fly by so darn fast.
No, not
Yeah.
Mille Lacs. It was
Brainerd.
Some, yeah, it was
Brainerd,
somewhere
Brainerd. I
close.
just
Yeah,
say Mille Lacs,
yeah.
I'm sorry, it wasn't
yeah.
Mille Lacs, but
Yeah.
Brainerd, yeah,
Yeah.
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 But I think it was actually it might have been toward the end or something, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe most people did see it, but I really think it'd be worth to bring that out again. 'Cause
Oh, absolutely.
I just.
What was it? What was
Well,
about?
it was a video that Mike and
Oh,
Dan
that they were
did.
going to the old country or
yeah,
something?
Bohemia. Yeah. Did you remember that?
Yes.
Oh, 'cause
Did
that
you see?
was
You saw that one?
Oh,
I've
it
just
was
seen that.
so
She did. We
good.
seen it. I laughed and laughed. That was funny.
Yeah, that's when we
That
were.
was
So, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
people did. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
No, that's something because that's interesting after that many years to watch it again too.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, when when Buddy was still living in Owatonna up there, on
Thomas.
Thomas, yeah. That one year, I don't know how old the kids were, but we were having Christmas at Buddy's, and
Oh, that's
I
right.
played Santa Claus that year. I can still remember, Paul took the old 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
He took movies of that, and I can still, it was so funny, I can still see
Cindy?
Cindy. Yeah, she'd come up to me. She wasn't afraid of me at all. I was Santa. Santa, I want tiny tears. At that time, there was a Tiny Tears doll.
Doll.
And
Oh,
she
yeah, I know
said,
that.
Grandpa, or not Grandpa, Santa, I want a Tiny Tears doll. I still remember that, and I had seen that, and I didn't see it. Paul and Ruth had moved to Arizona already before I ever seen it. They hadn't developed, made it up yet, and we seen it, and I laughed when I seen it not because I was in it, but it's just
Oh, I'd like
fun
to
to
see that.
watch.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
fun
yeah,
to
yeah,
watch.
yeah.
Tom was scared to death of me. God, he was just scared to death of me. He wouldn't come near me. Oh,
I
man.
think I've seen pictures of like it might have been that Christmas. There's some photos that we had from the 55, 56 where people are gathered around. It was Grandma's house though, I think.
Could have been.
At Christmas time, used to take all the kids there, right?
Oh,
for
sure.
Christmas.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I used to have a big wing dig at Grandma's at Christmas time. Oh, yeah.
I've seen that movie,
Oh, yeah.
or you too, that when your kids were small.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's somebody from what Paul?
I've seen that someplace.
Oh, I'd like to see that. That'd be fun to see.
Yeah.
Well, how long? I mean, so they
Your
had
kids are
they
small.
had a video camera.
Well, movie
Oh,
camera. It was
movie
the old-
I
camera.
mean,
Chris,
one of those old.
One of them.
8 millimeters.
One of them.
And so they've taken that and put it on videotape.
Well, I seen it. No, he had a projector when I seen
Oh.
it. We were out there. We went out to Phoenix that one year, and I hadn't seen it in that number of years. I think it was '74, so it was a lot of years of transfer. I'd never seen it, and he brought it out, and that's why I got such a big kick out of it, when I seen Cindy, geez, I laughed, no fear, absolutely no fear at all. And it wasn't black and white, but it was pretty clear, yet it wasn't really that bad. It wasn't really that bad.
Well, when we
Well, because they must. I mean, not many people had those back then, really.
No.
I think I had like one uncle or something within
Yeah.
our big family.
Oh, is that
back,
right? Yeah,
that
yeah.
would take.
It-
The
Movies, yeah.
old movie cameras.
Yeah.
But
I don't know where
that's-
Paul got a hold of that
really,
movie
people
camera.
didn't have those
Yeah,
back
but-
then.
Yeah, but maybe he rented it. I have no idea where he got it, Paul. I don't know if he owned it or not, but all I know is that he was there taking
Yeah.
movies.
well, Eleanor was saying that when Mary was here with Carolyn, they had a videotape. They had it was made from a movie camera, but of my dad in Parade.
Yeah, you seen that, didn't you, Kenneth?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
I
took her
wa-
home that time,
Yeah.
remember?
But when I get to New, I'm going to ask Mary if she would make a copy for me
That'd be
because I
great,
really
yeah.
would like to
Oh,
see
sure.
it. I've only one time ever seen any videotape
Oh,
of him,
that would be neat.
and that was
Do
well,
you remember him, Mike?
a little bit. Yeah,
How
yeah.
old were you now when he
You'd
passed
say
away?
that-
11.
Like he
Yeah, you wouldn't
played
remember
on
much.
that
See,
one
I was-
parade, I played in 2
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah.
He'd go to the end and come back and go play with another band.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But he, I was down in Georgia
Played
visiting
saxophone in one and
Joanne
played
Kelly,
clarinet on the other
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
and they had some movie film
With Elmer Scheid.
from
Yeah,
when
I
they
know
were
Kelly's been
visiting
through.
New Ulm one time.
Yeah. Oh, when your folks lived there?
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
they just had a shot of my dad standing in the yard. It's maybe 5 seconds is all it is, but
Yeah, but still
that's
a
the
shot.
only thing I've ever seen of him as
Yeah.
you know from
Yeah,
video.
that's-
It's
Yeah.
not a still
Yeah,
photograph.
that's not a still photograph. I do have some. We did one Christmas. He sat down with us,
Oh, that would be neat
and
to see.
we were telling what we had gotten for Christmas.
Mhm.
And so he's talking on there a little bit.
Okay,
But that's
okay.
you know.
Yeah.
And then those tapes from the Monterey, you can hear him talking in between
Oh, yeah.
cuts,
Between
in
sets,
between
yeah.
songs.
Between sets,
And then
yeah.
at the fair,
Yeah.
you know, before we started playing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he introduced the band, you know.
Yeah, oh, yeah, right. That
Yeah.
one part is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I was telling yesterday if a guy could get a hold of one, used to play Elmer Scheid on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
If a guy could get a hold of that tape,
Yeah.
that'd
Yeah.
be something, wouldn't it?
Oh, would it ever?
I wonder how long they keep them things. I'm gonna
I
find
don't know,
out.
Kenny, I wouldn't have any idea. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
make a point of it to find out.
Yeah.
Call up KUIC and find out if they
Yeah, I
they
wonder how
probably
many
don't
they-
save them
Would-
from
would
that
they be
long
the
ago,
ones-
but I don't know.
Would they be the ones
might have
to
archives, tapes,
call?
like
I mean,
that.
It
would
could
they-
be.
Yeah, because he was
KUIC?
because he was
Yeah,
on the
Because
KU.
they, you know, when there's a holiday or something, they don't have the band, the people playing.
Yeah.
They go back, I don't know, many years.
Is that right?
We do some of them, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They
I
play-
went with him one time to the studio.
You did?
The one he was on TV 2 or 3 times back, and because that's when Bandwagon started in
Yeah,
61,
yeah.
62,
Yeah.
and he took me
40
with him
years
one
ago.
time to
Oh, he did.
Mankato,
Yeah.
and boy, you talk about we didn't even have a TV in our house at that time.
Yeah.
And here I was at KEYC big time TV studios, and
And you couldn't even come home and watch
yeah,
yourself.
But what years was that on?
Yeah, it's 40 years ago when they started.
it started in the early 60s, 61, 62.
Oh, so then I might
Yeah.
have seen that
Okay.
before we left.
Chuck Pasek and
Yeah, Chuck, old Chuck.
those
Well,
are-
the
Overseas.
last few times he was on board.
Sounds very
He
familiar.
was
Pretty bad.
very sick, man.
yeah. He died then.
Oh, yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
gone.
See, whatever happened to, how long after Leonard passed away did Chuck Sauter die? I can't remember. I knew he passed away.
He wasn't too many years.
It wasn't too many years, was it?
No, no.
No,
I didn't think it was, huh? I didn't think it was, yeah.
because Chuck Sauter was one of the pallbearers from their funeral.
Oh, yes, yeah, I know, I remember that. Chuck came up, yeah, I remember that at the funeral, yeah. Yeah, Chuck was up, yeah.
Still remember that long procession from New Ulm, 60 or 70 miles
And the
across
roads
Highway
were,
14.
remember how slippery the roads were, Mike? You probably wouldn't as a kid remember how slippery the roads were.
Were they?
Oh, we came up, I stopped.
Is that right?
I stopped in Faribault and picked up,
Nellie or somebody.
Nellie, in Faribault. She wrote, I
Yeah.
gave her a ride up. Oh, you could have skated all the way from Faribault to
Really? I
Mankato.
didn't know that.
Oh, was it slippery. Oh, it was better. Well, you don't remember when we came back, we came back, we drove with one wheel on the road and one
That's
wheel
right.
on the shoulder, so slippery.
Seriously?
Oh, it was
The
pretty
whole
bad.
trip?
Hers was
Yeah.
just going like
Oh,
this.
the hearse was,
Really?
yeah, I don't remember. The
Is
hearse,
that right?
hey, yeah, I remember the hearse. The hearse was going just like this, just
I
back
didn't
and
know
forth,
that.
yeah.
Way from
It
New Ulm,
was
way
slippery.
from New Ulm here.
And then,
Huh?
From here, from New Ulm here.
Yeah, all the way,
All
all the way, yeah, and all the way up for us from. Well, I suppose you drove a nice way up on the way up from here too, because we went up from. We were living in Kenyon. We picked her up in Faribault and came up, and it was glare ice all the way up. Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
Bill and I had, what you call 'em, Ann, that other sister with us.
Yes, and with you. Yeah, right, right.
And,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we were, and then you and I went to the wake, don't you remember?
Yeah, you and Flossie.
There was a blizzard.
You got lost, didn't you?
blizzard,
Then you guys got
and
lost on the way home?
I'm gonna get some.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
That
you,
was-
yeah, you turned.
We shouldn't have been out on the.
No, it was bad. I worried about you guys that night. I didn't know where the heck they were. They'd come up to, his dad's wake in New Ulm, and they came home. They got lost, and it was snowing like crazy that night. Yeah.
That was
Then we
bad
got home
winter.
late
Yeah.
and Flossie had to go to Kenyon, and the next day we had to go to
funeral?
No, the next day after we come home from Griebel, then I had to get the basement ready because we had coffee here after the funeral.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I brought some things of, just a few things that I had in storage from, this is from when he was in the Army.
Your dad?
That's Dad there.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then
You showed me
you
this,
probably
yeah.
have seen this before,
Interesting.
Got one.
but you got one of those?
Oh, heavens,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Kenny gave me one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one, yeah. Mhm.
Let me see.
Yeah, we have one at home, sure.
I give you one, each
Yeah,
one.
Kenny gave us one. Sure, I have one. Of course I do. Yes.
Ah,
That's
Is
nice.
that one
Now
of
Yeah,
that's,
let me look
that's
when-
such a
I haven't
nice
looked at it for a
keepsake.
few years.
Say, is that an original one? That's the original.
This
one.
looks like the
This,
original one, yeah.
Could be.
Must
It does.
be. It must be.
I think it
This-
is, yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the diary
Because I
that he
had some
kept when
copies
he was in
made.
the Army.
Yeah.
This is Dad's diary. Oh.
Yeah.
Inch print.
Well, Dad did it. This was Dad's diary when he was in the Army.
When he was in the service.
From all the service days.
Now, Daddy didn't go,
No, that was Leonard. You mean-
Leonard,
That's
Leonard.
but
Leonard.
Leonard.
This
well,
is
yeah.
his diary.
Yeah,
His
Leonard.
diary, no
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah.
Oh,
When he was in the service?
He wrote down everything, didn't he?
He's got good handwriting too.
He was darn good at
Oh,
it.
my
Well, he was good at
God.
school too, Leonard was.
What is
Man, was
writing?
he smart.
Most of the time it was, you know, I haven't read the whole thing, and some of it's hard to read. Most of the time it's I woke up at such and such, I shaved, I did this, I wrote a letter to Jeannie.
yeah.
He's always
Okay.
talking about writing to Jeannie.
Is that right?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
okay. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Oh,
Let's see, this is also from being in the Army. Oh, and this is their wedding picture.
oh, I gotta see that. It's
Yeah, that way.
empty, but-
We have that, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure you
Yeah.
do.
Uh,
Yeah.
Leonard was still living in Coolidge then, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that goes way back, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Does it ever? Well, no wonder Buddy looks so young on there.
That was in the early fifties.
That goes way
He
back.
was, Buddy was born
I didn't
in
realize he
Well,
29.
brought
Buddy
all
was
that
born the
stuff
same year as
along.
I was. Yeah,
I
we're both the
didn't-
same
I didn't
age.
realize
Buddy,
he brought all that
29.
stuff
In
along.
Yeah.
December,
Neat.
I was born in August, he was born in December, that far
Oh,
apart, yeah. We were
okay.
both born. See, we graduated from high school together, me and Buddy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's a good picture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Leonard was a handsome guy, wasn't he?
He had that hair.
Yeah.
He never had anybody cut his hair like my dad.
Is that right?
Is that right?
No, Bill cut it, huh?
Oh,
He
yeah.
did
Oh,
golly, did a nice job, didn't he?
Yeah, he always
And
wanted
then
a
when he
certain
got
way,
was
Dad
getting
did
ready
it
to
for
go
him.
Yeah, he
somewhere,
really
oh,
did.
What did you
And
say?
that picture I
Hey,
like.
Eleanor, what did you say about his
Neat
combing
picture.
Well,
his hair?
When Leonard was getting ready to go somewhere, at night playing or something, it took him at least almost an hour to get his hair combed the way he wants to be.
Oh, God.
And get
And then
dressed.
he had it, then no wonder
That's
the
a-
girls were
that,
after
you know,
him.
Get
Yeah,
dressed.
well, I can see,
Right?
I wish I had some of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he had a lot of hair.
Oh, you was beautiful,
Yeah,
blonde
his hair-
hair.
he had real
Most of
pretty
this
hair.
other stuff is just
He sure did.
old clippings.
Now he was thinking, Dad had to
And where
trim
did
it
you
for
get them?
certain amount.
I guess my mom gave that to me, and then
It's
all
still
those
good
years
old-
that we were
Dad, when he
overseas,
did
I
mine,
had
he
it in
just wanted
storage in
clippers,
little
you know.
falls.
Oh, did
So
ya?
when we
Looks
were
like it was
cleaning
kinda
that
like
out,
wavy
or
I
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
pulled that out.
Oh, God.
And then I'll show you, we've got just a few pictures that I pulled out of
That
when
one
my
time-
son Matthew was here
Then he had his,
visiting
the
us
sides
in
long,
Virginia
and the
at,
top was like a
about a
book.
month ago.
Okay.
Matthew
he had
was
it
there.
cut like that.
So this is Jacob, and then that's Matthew there.
You can't see, why
Yeah.
not put a
Can you
light
see
on?
that? Can you see it, honey?
Put the light on, put
Oh,
the
yeah.
light on.
Yeah.
That help? There, is that better?
Okay.
I can see it now.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of,
that's-
it's.
Yeah, point
tho-
to it before,
Those
That
pictures are pretty
is
dark.
Jacob,
What kind of one is that?
maybe 16 to 17 next year,
Okay.
next month.
That's our youngest boy.
And then that's Matthew.
He's Matthew's in the service.
Training.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, he's there, his hair is
Yeah, so,
I don't know how he ended, if his
Yeah.
mom gave him
and then
all
this is a
this
better
stuff, or-
picture of Matthew.
Oh.
Yeah.
Amarillo, Texas.
He's a bigger guy than
Here, can I see him?
bigger-
Can I
see him?
Bigger,
Here's your picture.
Well, I don't
That's
think
your
you're
picture.
bigger.
no, he is. Matthew is bigger. He's bigger
Hey,
across
he
here.
is, yeah, he, bigger frame.
Yeah.
He is taller than you, isn't he?
Well, yeah, he might be a little bit.
Little bit,
Just a little bit, yeah.
just, he, maybe the fact that he might have more hair, huh?
Yeah, that could be. It's a
No, it's about
possibility.
3 months short.
Well, there's
Good
one
looking
little
boys.
piece there, so.
Hey, good looking boys, you betcha. ever.
This must be his, Kenneth, this must be, like, what they put on the,
Yeah, on the shoulder.
Oh, shoulder
I
patch.
think,
Oh,
I think
sure,
we
Air
should
Force
like
patch.
put this all, we should put it all in like a memory book or
Oh,
something.
you should,
or,
really. Yeah,
you
that's,
know.
it goes right up, here, yeah.
Because otherwise all that stuff's
I
gonna
know.
get strewn on.
well, I wanna ask Carolyn, like, if you can go to these stores nowadays and get reproductions of.
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
have stuff
Oh, yeah.
remade. You know, I have a picture of my mom and dad. See, my mom died when I was 7. And
Is that right?
Yeah, and Mom had
Put that stuff in
Grandma
there.
had a picture
See it
remade of my
together.
mom and
Oh, yeah,
Dad.
like
And
laminated.
from an
Laminated.
old
Yeah.
photo
Yeah,
in a
laminated.
brown, she had it done in a brown tone, you know, and it just beautiful. I have it sitting in there. I wouldn't take anything for it. And it was just an old raggedy picture. And then when I was a little kid, the guy came around. I don't remember it from what they tell me. When I was a little kid, I had these striped overalls, you know, striped overalls.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know what I mean, a long sleeve. And I'm sitting there in this chair like this, and this guy would come from door to door.
Oh.
That was during the Depression when nobody had any money, and take pictures. Well, I had this old ragged picture of me, you know, I had it for years, and she took that and sent that in too and had that done. It came back in a brown tone, just like new. But you ought to see this picture of and that picture of my dad and mom. You see my mom, and when, you know, well, I was taken before they were, I think they were still going together then, yeah, and because they were both real young. So my mom was only 30 when she died. See?
Really?
Oh yeah, she died when I was 7. Yeah,
How did she die?
childbirth,
Is that right?
complications of child. Today she wouldn't have died.
Oh, God,
You
isn't
know,
that something?
Yeah, just complications of childbirth. Yeah.
There's a lot of that, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was 7, I had my sister Betty was 9, and I was 7 when she died. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't remember it all. You know, Flossie always asked me. Then Susie, you know, she always, you know, she said, I remember like your grandpa, you know, Grandpa Wavrin. You know, I don't know how old she was when Grandpa Wavrin died.
See
How old
those
would she have
pictures
been?
of-
Susie?
Yeah, yeah.
Not very, but she says she
Matthew.
remembers Grandpa Wavrin. And I know I was 7 when my mother dies. I just maybe just a mental blank. I don't remember anything. I mean, I just don't remember anything. And you know, you would think from 7 on you would remember something, but I don't. It's just a blank. For me.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
remember anything. Don't remember anything.
I can remember, I can remember, you know, quite a bit from Dad.
Yeah.
I can sort of I have some real vague memories of even when we lived here in Owatonna. I can sort of remember standing by a window when he was going out to play, you know,
Okay.
because you got used
That
to
was
a station wagon coming up
Yeah.
or something and
Yeah.
getting in, and
Yeah.
you know, I sort of have memories
Of
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
It was been at Coolidge.
Yeah, Coolidge.
Up on Coolidge here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oh sure.
How do we play with them? Maybe Lynn Kris or Guy DeLeo or something?
What then? No, he would have been you guys.
Was band already?
Sure.
Okay.
That was 54, 55,
Oh, that was
56.
Buddy's, that old panel truck.
Buddies.
No, no.
It could be. I can remember
Buddy
Rezac.
Buddy and Charlie Sauter was in the panel with all the instruments.
Yeah.
I
I
can
can
remember we were
remember.
coming from was it South St. Paul?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the Highway 3 like this, you know?
That was
Snow,
really
there
cute.
was banks all over.
Yeah. Snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Buddy was driving and Charlie was sleeping. And he went around a corner like this, and Charlie woke up. He said, "Look out, you're in the ditch." All he could see was the bank. Buddy slammed on the brakes.
Oh,
God.
yeah, that old 3, that just went like this. That was really, and curve. I mean, not curves,
Yeah.
corners.
I know.
What was it?
wow.
What
That was
highway was
funny.
it?
Old Highway 3, that way before your time, Mike.
There was Sleep's Little City.
Yeah,
South St.
cheap
Paul.
little city, yeah. All these high-class places.
Yeah, yeah. that was something.
Do you,
That was
do you want
pretty
this
good.
to be on?
Yeah. I just want to record it.
Oh,
We were one time we were going and Ray Trender was driving. That's when he was playing with us
When Ray, yeah.
at the beginning. And we were going up by the airport. It's glare ice, you couldn't walk. And he was creeping along, hanging on the wheel, you know, about 20 miles an hour.
Squeezing water right out of it.
Yeah. I said, "Ray, you want me to drive?" Because he rolled it once on ice, you know.
Oh,
he
he's
was
scared to death then, yeah.
So I got in and drove. I went about 40, you know. and
What'd he
all the-
say?
all the
What'd he
way up
say?
to Sleep's Little City.
You bet.
But of course, we got up there, it was all right there.
The roads were better up there, huh? Yeah.
But he was scared stiff.
Oh, And he, you know, if a guy's that scared, he shouldn't be driving on ice.
You just like froze, you know.
Yeah, froze. You gotta relax when you drive on ice. You just can't be, you can't be
We
like
went
that.
on the roads you wouldn't believe.
Oh, yeah.
Just for
coming
somebody
from-
to dance, huh?
We were playing,
Yeah, yeah.
playing.
You always made it though, didn't you?
Yeah, I was playing with little Joey
Yeah.
out there in Elysian at that tin shed
Yeah.
there next to that hotel. Coming back once on that damn crooked road, you know, from Waseca.
Yeah.
Dust,
Oh.
and we were coming around, and pretty soon, coming around that corner, here was a damn horse standing in the middle of
Right in the middle of the road.
Joe swung that damn little
He missed it, though. He missed it.
Pontiac, missed it. That trailer, you know, that little
Ooh.
box was in a ditch like
Oh,
this.
it was. Oh, funny to roll over.
Yeah.
Gee. Didn't lose the trailer though, huh? And you didn't lose
No,
the
no,
trailer.
We did. We lost it going to what was it? Fort Dodge or Chick Racer.
Oh, is that right?
The
You
tongue
did-
broke.
Oh, the
You know,
tongue
it's
broke.
welded.
Yeah.
You know, the pieces,
Pieces,
couple nights were
yeah.
okay, but the tongue broke.
Oh, no.
So we went out in the field, pulled a couple of fence posts out, got some wire and wire.
Where now you had your
wired it
instruments
together,
were in the
had
trailer, I
back and
suppose.
forth, no problem.
No kidding.
Jeez, I was.
Oh, God.
Did a lot of funny things.
Yeah. Oh, man. God, you know, that was a long, on some of those, you know, and then you came home at night after you played,
Yeah.
huh? God, you got home late then, didn't you? Early, I should say.
4 o'clock.
3, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Get
yeah.
up.
And then these guys get up and go to
They
work.
get up and go milk cows, huh?
Milk cows at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock, yeah.
Just about got to bed and got up.
Just rolled in one side and rolled out the other, huh?
That's a tough.
Yeah.
It smoked all night.
Yeah, yeah, like a steam engine.
How long did you smoke?
I started when about 16.
Yeah,
I smoked till, what, 20 years ago.
yeah, you did.
What?
Yeah. Well, you quit about the same time I did, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. See, I can't even remember you spent a whole, you know, yeah, I do remember you smoking. Oh, yeah, I remember you
sure.
smoking, yeah.
Everybody smoked.
Yeah, everybody smoked.
Right,
then. Everybody smoked, yeah.
At the Monterey, from the stage, you couldn't see the bar.
It was just so hazy. Yeah, that's
You
true.
couldn't see the bar.
Yeah.
No.
Well, you know, and you think back to those days. I always tell Flossie that, you know, I remember when,
Yeah, but
you know, Emily,
Yeah.
Emily, our granddaughter, was a baby. They lived up in Le Sueur then. I remember we both me and Floss smoked like steam engines, you know. And you'd go up there and they had that little kitchen nook. We'd sit there, you know, and you know, play Monopoly or whatever it was, you know. And you know, she had one in her mouth all the time. I had one in my mouth, and you know, neither one of them they smoked, and you just cut it with cubes. And you never at that time you never thought it because you didn't think you were hurting anybody.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that now, but I mean,
there was
Yeah,
a difference in cigarettes then too.
yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
Because they got so damn doped up with that stuff to take the nicotine out,
Yeah,
the tar out.
yeah.
That stuff is in there worse than the nicotine.
Then the nicotine was, and that's probably true, yeah.
Yeah, right.
If there's any question about it, yeah.
And
Yeah.
the filters,
Well, you know, the first
when
trip,
the filters came out.
then the filters came out.
yeah.
You know, I remember the first trip we went to Hawaii, and then of course you smoke there was no smoking sick. You could smoke any place.
Oh yeah.
And I was a smoker, and Flossie was a smoker, and we went in what they call a stretched out. They're all, I think they all in a junk pile. What they call a DC8. I don't know if you ever heard of a DC8.
Oh, yeah.
You have, Kenny. But we went in what they call a stretched out DC8. What they did was they cut the damn thing in the middle and they stretched it out so they get 100. I think they could haul around 135 passengers, and once they stretched it out, and so that's what we went to Hawaii. And you know, that's a long haul. And I remember coming back. You know.
Propeller turning.
Oh, really?
I remember
Jeez.
coming back from there, and you know, I just didn't really feel.
St. Louis, and her children came up, and it was in March. And they got out of the van, and the kids never even came in the house to say hello. And all of a sudden, Renee comes running in. Can we borrow your snow? We're having too much fun. I'm like, go for it. they were just,
Go ahead.
they had never seen so much snow, and they were just in amazement that we could live there.
And we never did get to go see them
No,
up there.
we
Just
missed
never.
out on that.
We planned it a couple times, and then it never worked out, and I just was so disappointed.
We
And
drove.
then, when we were getting ready to move to Virginia, then we drove very close to their place, but that's the closest we got. So.
Yeah, got a close up on Jeannie.
And
That's a
then-
beautiful
and-
part of the country, though. Boy.
in the summer.
Moving, huh?
Yes.
And whereabouts are you gonna move to?
Oh, we're only about a half mile from where we live right now. So just down by the park.
You building a house or something?
No, buying a existing one.
Oh.
Did you have it assessed beforehand?
Oh.
Well, that's how I found out.
Sure, you got inside scoop.
Well, yeah, actually, that's how we got the house because the people that owned it or own it now. I told them, if you ever want to sell your house, let me know.
Really?
They
Really?
did.
So what's the new address?
On Ridge Road.
Oh,
So
Ridge.
it'll be right down the. Actually, it'll be closer to folks than we are now. So let's go right straight down St. Paul Road, take a little jog, and then take a jog on Ring.
Yep.
We're that house right on the end by the park. First house on Ridge Road, actually.
It's off of St. Paul Road?
Well,
Off Mineral Springs.
Mineral Springs, okay.
Ring.
but you know Jan and Arnie Putnam? They live in Ridge.
Yep, they're up.
Yeah.
Actually, they're about halfway between where we'll be and where we are right now.
Oh, okay.
Not here, Dave.
That's a nice
Where are
area.
these houses built?
Be close to the
Oh,
walking
I don't
trail and all
know.
that.
Teens and 20s, I guess.
All right.
We were at an auction Sunday on Holly Street here.
That's right over here.
They said the house there was built in the yeah, where that sign is. Built
Yeah.
in 18...
66.
Oh yeah,
60.
that's a real old house there.
That's a real old one,
But they couldn't get the price they wanted for it. It was assessed at like 61 and the highest bid was like 47.
Really.
So,
So the
Yeah, it
family
happens.
said no dice.
Yeah, that happens on auctions. They don't get the price for it. It was on the market.
so are you you're a certified assessor then? You
Yep.
can do assessments?
Well, I can,
Keep getting the right lanes over here.
for property tax purposes, but as far as like for mortgages, things like that, that's a whole different gamut. Although some people do both.
Right turn, you can turn to the right over here, right here.
Oh, fair enough.
Coolidge.
I've never been on this road.
Coolidge, that's where they used to live. Mike,
When I was a little boy, I still remember this. There was a trailer court right in here.
yeah, that's
A
where I
bunch of
remember.
old trailer court. Armin Rizek lived here, and I can
along-
remember
right-
that.
Right here?
And then this is our house right
This is the
here.
house here.
This white one?
129 Coolidge.
Yeah, that's what,
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing
uh,
that. I think you showed that to me.
Yeah.
Well,
and Buddy used to live here too, upstairs. His brother-in-law.
Yes,
Eleanor's brother,
Okay.
they lived here. And that's where the little baby.
I gotta get that down because I want to look up the information on that fighter squad to see if I could find out anything.
Knocked off.
Nice
I don't know.
cross maybe.
Yeah.
A lot of them had crosses.
Pat Malone.
So this would be great.
I think it would be great for me, but I'm not.
Great.
But you can get a lot of information by looking at these.
So she was 77. Yeah, let them do it.
I'm gonna get that.
Yeah. Oh.
That's all right. I'm just shooting up here.
these were in the United States, right?
Oh yeah. Going to the Joel, you know, all the brothers.
Dan.
And married she was
Jan Wavrin.
Wavrin.
Who is this again?
That'd be your 3 grades.
Billy?
Great.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 1815. Well, yeah, that would be like,
Well, that'd be that Wavrin's grandfather right here. Would have been
Yeah, right.
50 years difference.
No, that's what it is. Because there was a mother there, you know. my grandpa's mother was here.
So
Now those in,
Veronica,
so
Yehu,
his-
Manzo.
Jan's son must have been the first Wavrin over. Then they sent for him.
must have got them later.
Yeah,
But
he's
when,
in-
nobody ever knew, and everybody told us when they came.
Unless he wouldn't have been the one that came over. He was one of the
No,
younger
he
ones.
was, that one was.
His son
Joe
came over and then brought
Joe
him over.
came over, and then they picked, got them
Yeah,
to come back.
His father came over first.
Yep.
About
Then they
the
got
time that, shortly later,
Veronica,
he
she
was
was,
born.
she was, she was a Springer. That's his, Veronica, that's his wife, he says in Czech. Now those means,
So they don't have Springer on them. They didn't put a maiden name on there.
no. But anyway, then she was born, and then the other is when she died.
So you're saying his father was the one who came over here?
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
yeah,
He'd
Joe.
been in his 20s. He was in his 20s when he came over. So somebody in their 50s wouldn't have been the first one over. That was one of the young ones that came over.
He was, that's his, Joe.
Yeah, his
That'd be
father.
that'd be Grandpa Wagner's father came over.
So this guy's son then? This
Yeah.
guy's son
Came first.
came over.
Then they got, must have,
Because I don't know much about that side. I
when
did.
when he came, these people came over, I don't know.
Well, he must have came over first and sent for him.
I'm sure that's what they did a lot of that.
They sent for father. The old
They send
man to come
money, they send money over to bring him here. I suppose, I don't know who they live
Yeah,
with.
the young
may-
ones were the trailblazers. Who were
Yeah.
the ones in their 20s and 30s, and then they usually send for the older ones later if they want to come.
Hey,
Yeah.
that Wagner, that Joe there, he bought that 160 acres out in Merton, up in there, for $6,500. But where'd you get this?
Wow.
They went into great detail in those days.
He
Yeah,
jumped
they didn't.
off a
Opposed to
fan,
today,
you know.
where it's pretty sketchy.
I guess he had a lot of problems with his mind.
Who was that committed
Depression.
suicide? His.
His father, Grandpa Wagner's father. He was only what? 46 years old.
Did they bury him?
We buried him at Forest Hill Cemetery.
They did.
It's there, I know it is.
Machines.
A lot of times they
Oh,
would
'cause
put
they
him off
wouldn't-
to a different spot.
Yeah.
You know.
Just like, you know, the
different
Catholics,
cemetery.
they would, if anybody's done anything like that, the Catholics can
Yeah.
let them, they have
They
that.
they go to purgatory, don't they? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah. Right. Or
not
even worse. I don't know if you were on the purgatory list. You were.
Over there,
Yeah.
that's where your
Yeah.
grandpa and grandma were buried over there.
Who's Sydney?
Sydney Weber?
That's it.
This is Mary and Joseph.
Mar-
And,
Mary and Joseph.
yeah, but I think I had that wrong because the mother and father are Mary and Wenzel, and the son is Joseph.
Oh. I don't know. What's the connection here?
That's one of the.
Let's see. He was the younger one, so. Maybe that's in the Giro. No, that's on the wrong side.
Well, this doesn't tell you much here. This mother, father.
Oh, here's grandma's. Yeah,
Yeah, there's
Oh, their parents?
grandma.
that's my grandma's here. Yeah.
Okay.
Who's that?
Yeah.
I think that Tony.
Well, I think Joseph was the only one.
Oh, yeah.
And it was his two sons, right?
Oh.
But the Joseph is your grandfather?
Well, yeah, that's a common ancestor.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
You know, it only goes back to, well,
I think
John and Bill's father is, our common, great-grandfather?
John and Bill's father is.
Be our common great-grandfather.
Yeah, right,
yeah,
right,
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 yeah,
right,
same
right,
great-grandfather.
right.
That'd be
right.
Joe.
There's another Leonard.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Gets just a little confusing.
That'd be
So the military always has